Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
Actually, you'll find the issue lies with the men staring at the women. I've worn a full on tracksuit bottom set to the gym before and I've still been stared at. It's not women.
Yes, it is, and no, you're not. No one's staring at you. Just because you're in someone's line of sight doesn't mean they're staring. And everyone's already sick and tired of you trying to make men like they're the bad guys when they're not. Just like this lunatic here. Those men were just simply walking behind her, and she decided to make them look like they were staring at her when they were not. And then she has pose like this where she has absolutely no problem showing her butt to more than 150,000 people. So, no, it's not men, it's you.
I think men are still missing the part of the puzzle. Let's go back in time. If we go back to the times where our grandmas were single, remember that they got married off like at 15, 18 at most. And they didn't get married to the guy because he was a good man and because he was emotionally intelligent. No. No, babes, no. They got married off because the other or the man was either had land, job, something to offer financially to the woman. The facts. No woman was there because, oh my god, like this man loves me and like he cares. No. And that's why they were married for so long, because they were provided for, not because they actually liked the guy. Fast forward to now, we're at a point where women are making more money than men and most women work. So now let's break that down for you to understand. So if women are making their own money and trying to date a man who is also making money, do you think money is going to be the only factor that these women are looking for? And that's where men do not understand that them just existing as they've been existing this whole time is not enough.
I don't really get it. There's nothing wrong with posting dancing videos if you have nothing smart to say. Men were never just existing. Even if I take your word for it about my grandma, which I will never, because I've met my grandma, she was still provided for existing. By whom? Well, repeat after me, princess. By a man. You even said your grandma married a man because she was provided for, and that's why she was in a long-term relationship because she was provided for. By who? By a man. I get it. Maybe you don't know how to dance, but there's nothing wrong with learning.
If anybody ever asks you to set up a balloon arch for their special event, say no, okay? It is not fun. It is not easy.
I don't find anything wrong with women bleeding the world. Just don't ask them to do anything.
Every time he says yes just to please you, you lose a little bit of respect. You might not even realise it at first. You might ask for something and he gives it. You push a little, he backs down. You complain, he adjusts. And at first it feels good, like he's attentive, loving and devoted. But over time something shifts. You don't feel as drawn to him. The intimacy fades and that fire dims. And you wonder, what happened? But here's the truth. A man who constantly says yes, who agrees just to keep the peace, stops feeling like a man you can trust and respect. You stop seeing strength, you stop feeling that grounded presence, and without that polarity, desire disappears. And you think that you want compliance, but what you actually crave is a partner who can meet you with honesty, who can say no when it matters, who can hold his own even when you're being intense, emotional or unsure. Because real intimacy doesn't come from somebody giving in. It comes from somebody showing up fully and authentically. So if you're missing that spark, ask yourself, are you asking for a partnership or quiet submission?
She's absolutely right. And couples who get it stay together, the ones who don't get divorced. And yes, I know there are way more reasons for why people get divorced, and obviously I'm not saying always say no to your woman, but every now and again when you need to hold your ground, do exactly that. And sure, she'll throw a tantrum at first, but it's way worse when she feels she can walk all over you.
What does it mean to be a healthy masculine man?
No idea, but I would love to know, so let's hear it.
I have spent a lot of time lately thinking about what does it actually mean to be feminine and masculine. If we look beyond the cultural expectations of what comes with these genders and we just look at the pure energy itself, what is it really? And I was just thinking about something that made a lot of sense to me in terms of masculinity. For me, A healthy masculine man is a man who is able to lead without control. And there is such an important distinction between the two. Controlling someone and leading someone is two very different things. I feel like a lot of men try to control, and also a lot of men don't want to control at all. However, if you lead, it's more of stepping into that natural flow or that natural energy of just making moves, taking the first step, moving forward, coming with suggestions, creating a space of safety and security without in any way pushing the woman down or limiting her options or making her feel any less than what she is. No. And also, a healthy masculine man can lead, but he's always open to suggestions. He's always open to other people's input and navigation. However, he firmly believes that his way of walking is a good way to walk.
See, I knew it's gonna be good, and I'm glad I've learned from a woman what it means to be a masculine man. Lead by bringing her suggestions and let her choose what you're gonna do next. That's actually not a bad idea. And how else you're gonna know which way to walk if you're not asking for directions first?
It's the women who are ending up with nothing. And the men they still somehow, in many cases, make their way around. But then you also have the men going their own way movement and the ones who aren't touching it, right? But then you manage to get through the maze with everything, and then all these women are left over.
Yeah. And then you have the incels, right? You have those who are going to say, there's men who are just, they're not getting anything, right? Those who feel like they're left over. So you're going to have that population. But I understand what you're saying. Like at any point, there's not the same restraint of time. It's biologically on men that there is women. That's just not debatable.
Yeah, but the women who are left over are incels too.
They are, and the biggest difference between them is the age. Most men who can't get any are in their 20s, and that kind of changes as soon as they reach 30s. And no, not necessarily because they become stars when they reach 30, but the more time they put in leaving the house, going to work, and having more and more people around them instead of just video games, sometimes leads to them finding a long-term relationship. For women, it's quite the opposite. And no, I'm not saying that women in their 30s can't get any, because obviously they can. But at around that age, they start looking into long-term relationships, and that's what they usually can get. Most of the times because those men that are now in their 30s, they do remember how those women their own age used to treat them, and they go for someone younger.
Guys, I'm about to actually riot because I had a date planned for 30 minutes from now. I went to go text him. We've had this date planned for the last couple of days. I went to go text him and say I'm on my way. Can't find him. He's unmatched me. And it would be one thing if this has never happened to me before, but in London, this has happened to me now 3 times, where I have been saying, yeah, I'll see you later. He confirmed with me this morning, and now I can't find him anywhere. We had a place and a time. I've spent the last 2 hours getting dressed up, and I literally look like the flashbacks in those like rom-com movies where the mom dies. Like I literally look so good, like ethereal, and he's not anywhere to be found. Do I still go to the pub and see if he's gonna show up and just like lurk? Or like I'm not wasting this entire like outfit and makeup. I hate dating in the city now. 2 years ago, this would never have happened.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. I completely understand that. And I think I've said it before, I don't agree with ghosting, but that's just me. Who cares about what I think? Do you still go to the bar? No, have some dignity. Also, it might help for the future, understanding what changed in the last 2 years. I really hate to be that guy, but what did you spend the last 2 hours on? I've never wore a dress before, but I'm absolutely sure I can put that on in less than a minute.
We should just have unisex toilets and be done with, because we don't need exclusively female spaces or exclusively male spaces anyway.
But there's a reason why there's, male sports, female sports,
Okay, what's
doctors.
that reason then?
Well, sports in particular?
Yeah.
Like, just the same reason why, men are typically faster, stronger than women.
Are they now?
Oh.
No, that's just your perception.
Okay, so let's say, for example, tennis. If Serena Williams faced, like, Rafa Nadal, who do you reckon would win?
Serena, of course.
Of course, obviously, I wouldn't put any money on it, but don't doubt for a second that some people would. Men are faster and stronger. Are they now? No, of course they're not. It's not like we have more than 100 years since the Olympics became official, or we have biology, or that we have our own eyes and we can see. No, we can just ignore all that and listen to crazy people.
Is anyone else also just really tired of being single? Like, and don't come at me about needing to better myself or whatever. Like, I know so many single women who are amazing and know themselves so well and have spent so many years working on themselves when they probably didn't have to do that. Like, what is going on? Why are there so many great single women and not that many great single men? Like, what happened?
You happened. The argument here was not that all the great men are married and they're no longer single. The argument was that there are simply no great men, or just a few, maybe two or three. But women, on the other hand, every single one is great. By that definition, there will be no great single men, because with so many great options around them, they'll all be married. But at least that leads to this.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us? Like, why are you so scared? Why are you so scared of coming up to us? Like, genuinely, I don't want, I get it, rejection, okay, I get it. However, if you go up to a girl in a nice way, I don't think you can fail. Like, honestly. Especially if you've already made, eye contact, several times with the girl. If you're out in public and you've made eye contact, let's say you're in the subway or the bus or just walking or getting coffee or something, and you've made eye contact with this girl multiple times, she probably thinks you're attractive. So why can't you just go up to her, just say something nice, compliment her, and then ask her for her number? That's it. Please.
How do we feel about Indian people? Is it real? How many Indians? Are there really that many Indians? Where do all the Indians come from? Is India real?
This is a real question.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, no offense, and you seem like a very nice girl, but the questions in this podcast are below my intellectual level. Indians come from a country called India. And yes, there are 1.3 billion of them.
No, okay, do you really believe there are 7 billion people?
Well, there's more than 7, there's 7.4.
Do you really believe that?
Yes, I do.
Have you seen that many people?
Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.